Good evening, Professor Lin. My name is Shanchen Tao, and my partner is Kunwei Tao. Now I'm going to do the project presentation to you for our project deliverables. Okay, let's go to the project deliverables. First of all, why we do this project? At the very beginning of the project, we wanted to build an app that can deal with voice or an audio. It can record voice or import from your phone. And then we can implement operations to the record. For example, it can play the record for specific times. It can speed up or slow the record. It can reduce the white noise in the record, and also we want it to change the quality or the frequency of the record. So changing the frequency is a main functionality we want, because by this function we can do a lot of funny things like changing a man's voice to another frequency so that it sounds like maybe a woman, even a little boy, even a kind of animal like a pig, like birds, things like this. Okay, that's what we want to do for the app. And for what we have accomplished, so we have accomplished the login. We can record in voice, and we can play in audio. We can play the audio for many times, for any time you want, and we can speed up or slow down the audio. Okay, let's go to the demonstration. So this is app here, and let's run it. So this is the login page. We don't want anyone to use it, but the the one that with a right username and password that can use it. So if I type nothing here and click on login, it shows make sure you enter both username and password. If you enter nothing, you just get this hint. What if I enter the wrong username and the wrong password? I'll get username and password not matching. So try again. And if I typed the right username and the password and login, so I go to the main page. This is the main page here, a recorder. So we can record, we can stop it, and we can play it, and we can play it in a loop, and we can change the rate of it. So I'll start from the very beginning, from record a voice. I'll say maybe record hello, because it's very short and I don't want it to be very long. So I'll click on record and say hello. Here it goes. Hello, and stop it. When I click it, it tells me that it is stopping the recording, and I can play it. Hello, hello, and let's change the times that it plays the audio. So you can change it from 1 to 10. Let's make it 3, and click on loop, so it will play the audio in 3 times. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, actually it's 4 times. I'll need to figure out what is wrong. Don't worry. So when you choose 3, it's actually 4 times. So let's change the rate here. It's from 0.5, which means it's 2 times slower, from 2 times faster. Okay, let's start from 2 times faster and click on rate.
Hello, hello, hello.
So by changing the values here, you can just change the times it will play and the rates you want it to play. Let's try a very slow one and let's see what it sounds like.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, you can see that it's really very slow. So this is the reason why I set the maximum to 0.5 because it's really very slow and I think that's enough. And the 2 times faster is faster enough for a voice or video or audio to be clear. And that's all for the functions here. Those are what we have accomplished right now. And for the future, we want to add more functions here. The functions we haven't realized yet, like we can reduce the white noise in the audio, and we can change the frequency of the audio so the audio will sound differently. And we also want to build a frequency spectrum chart for the audio. We are working on them and hope we will succeed before the due date. That's all for the app demonstration. And let's get to the code. This is the architecture. You start from login and follow this process. So this is a small part of code in our app. This is the login part. It's a button. When you click on the button, the app will do some judgments and things like this. This is a function to help the button realize its functions. It's the begin record function, and we have a lot of functions here in the Play Manager. Yeah, those functions are to help the buttons to realize their functions, like play, loop, rate, stop, and begin. In here, we just defined the buttons and the functions in it. And one more thing, for the API part, you want us to build the API. We are working on that. I watched your videos and know how to implement the API, but we're learning on how to connect our app with the AWS so that we can uh, build a database and we can get posts and update and delete the data on a database, and then we can build the APIs. Um, it will be done in a few days, I think. And last thing, for the experience. Okay, for the experience, I really have a lot to say. I mean, this is a hard time to build this app because in the process we built the app, a situation happened and we and it stopped our plan, stopped our paces. So my lesson is that we should do things earlier and don't stop. Just never be afraid of obstacles. We stopped for maybe 2 or 3 weeks because we failed in some functions, and since that we really don't want to face them anymore. We tried a lot of times and did a lot of research, but we failed and we stopped. And now I think we really shouldn't stop there, and we should face the obstacles and try to overcome them and try to defeat them. So in the days to come, we will focus and try try more times and do more research to realize the functions we want. And for the audio spectrum, the main reason that we didn't succeed is that the material we found was 2 years ago, and the program crashed when we load the code, when we learned the ways it used, but it just crashed because of the Apple delegate part. I think it's because of the updates. It's because of the Swift's updating versions. The versions are different, so the rules are changing, the grammar changing, and we failed. So if we want to realize this part, I think we all need to find a guy or find a material that is in recent months, I think. And for the frequency part, we really want this function, but the material we found, the guy used a framework to do it, and we are unfamiliar with the framework, and we just don't know the grammar and the syntax to implement the framework and to utilize the functions in it. So we'll need more time to give more trials in this function. So generally, a very big, a very important problem we faced right now is that Swift is updating very fast. Materials may not be useful right now. Materials of 1 year ago, 2 years ago may be unuseful right now because rules and grammar and syntax and the methods are changing, and this is a very big problem, and this is a very clear feature of iOS system. It's always updating. The advantage is that it will be safe, but disadvantage is that it's very hard for the beginners or programmers because it's updating so fast. You can't just fix on one version and you'll be out of date. Okay, that's all for today, I think. In the days before the due dates, we'll try to implement the unrealized functions, and we will implement our database and Lambda in AWS. We believe we will do that and build the APIs. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.